Hello and welcome back to another video on the rest of the debate and to another edition of AEW Dynamite Out of 10. It's a big show today because it is Adam Cole finally making his long-awaited in-ring return. And yeah, there's 6 matches on the card, including that, and 2 title bouts as well. Good promo from MJF as well. And yeah, big heel turn. So there's lots going on, like I say. So let's get straight into it. And the first match was Jungle Boy versus Matt Hardy. Both stars shook hands to kick things off. They then squared off in the middle before Matt overpowered Jack. After exchanging holds, Perry took down Hardy with a dropkick and then went for a dive on the outside, but WWE legend hit a side effect instead. Ethan Page then sent Jack Perry over the barricades to give Matt Hardy the advantage. Perry came with the right strikes and before the 2 stars fought on the apron. Hardy then slammed Perry's head on the turnbuckle and followed up with a powerbomb. He then got a 2 count after whiplashing Perry's face into the ropes. Matt Hardy was in complete control at this stage before Perry came back with a huge clothesline and followed that up with a dropkick. A distraction for Page stopped Jungle Boy's momentum and Hardy hit a suplex. Hook then came down to the ring and fought Ethan Page. Towards the end, Jack Perry hit a flatline to take Hardy down. He then hit a shot to the back of Hardy's head with the help of the ropes to get the pinfall win. And post-match, MJF came down to the ring and said that he didn't appreciate Jungle Boy interrupting his Rebar Vitzer. He then spoke about how easy his life was before since the duos match at Double or Nothing 2020, while Jack Perry has struggled and clawed for everything. MJF said Jungle Boy could have been great but decided to be a good guy instead. Perry retaliated by saying that he wished he could be like MJF, who lies and cheats his way to the top. MJF then berated Jack Perry before bringing up his real life relationship with Anna Jay. Jungle Boy had had enough and he unloaded on the champion as the devil retreated from the ring to end the segment. And yeah, this was really good stuff. This gets a 7 out of 10 for me. The match was really good first of all, obviously not surprising, but Jungle Boy getting the win and continue his momentum. And MJF, the promo was really good from him, and Jungle Boy fighting back. Really feel like Jungle Boy's coming into his own bit with this feud and off the back of Christian feud as well. So yeah, great start to Dynamite, 7 out of 10. Next up on Dynamite, it was the Blackpool Combat Club, Moxley, Claudio and Yuta against Dalton, Castle and the boys. They attacked Castle and the boys as they were making their entrance. Claudio Castagnoli fought one of the boys inside the ring. He then hit an uppercut and slammed his opponent into the middle row. The Swiss Superman overpowered his opponent while Moxley and Yuta decimated their opponents at ringside. Castagnoli hit the Ricola Bomb to get the victory for the BCC in rather quick fashion. And yeah, gets 6 out of 10 for me. Obviously demonstrating a more violent edge to BCC that was obviously going to progress, just after this really. But yeah, simple win for them. And yeah, post-match, Moxley attacked Hangman Page and Don Callis in a violent assault. And Callis seems to be really bloodied up by this legit, so hopefully he's okay. But it's then time for Omega v Cobb. Omega was performed just before this at the news. Both men squared off in the middle before Cobb overpowered Omega. The latter took him down, but Cobb failed to see so. After a back and forth, Omega hit a Carrying Rana and followed out with a dive on the outside. Omega looked to slam Cobb, but the latter overpowered and he followed out with a brainbuster. He then stood on Omega's back before the action spilled outside. The two exchanged chops and strikes before Cobb slammed Omega on the steel ring post. Jeff Cobb then slammed Kenny Omega on the barricades at ringside before Cobb targeted the Cleaners injured midsection, and the latter looked to make a comeback with chops. The New Japan star retaliated by applying a bear hug on Omega, and the IWGP US champion then got a 2 count after dropping Cobb face first on the mat. The latter then stopped Omega's momentum and hit a splash in the corner. The Elite member got close to with a knee strike on Cobb. Omega then hit a couple of juggling suplex and followed up with a knee to the jaw. However, Cobb took Omega down with a vicious lariat. Cobb then hit a right hand to Omega's injured area and hit a delay vertical suplex from the middle rope. He then got a 2 count and followed up with a mean salt press for another 2 count. Cobb then hit the V trigger on Omega and looked to hit a one-winged angel. After a back and forth, Omega hit the V trigger on Cobb and followed up with a one-winged angel to pick up the victory. Post-match, the BCC came down and surrounded the ring and looked to attack Omega. However, Danielson returned and stopped them. That proved to be a ruse, as when Omega showed his back to Danielson, American Dragon hit the Psycho Knee and then applied the Lavelle Lockers. BCC stood tall and yeah, really cementing their heel turn. And this was great. Not only the match, which is obviously great, but all of the post-match stuff as well. And the BCC, yeah, really big heels now, feuding with the Elite. And yeah, it's looking like a very spicy storyline indeed. So I have to give it an 8 out of 10. This is great stuff. Next up on Dynamite, the All-Atlantic, or the International Championship as it is now, was on the line as Orange Cassidy took on the Butcher. The Butcher and the Blade attacked Cassidy before the bell even rang. The referee ejected Blade from ringside before Cassidy looked to hit the Orange Punch, but the Butcher overpowered the champ. He then sent Orange Cassidy to the corner, but Cassidy retaliated with a crossbody. However, the Butcher retaliated with a big boot before slanging him out at barricades. After a brief back and forth, the dominance from the Butcher and Orange Cassidy rolled out and had a Stun-Dog Millionaire. Though towards the end, Cassidy hit a couple of DDTs, but the Blade came back to make the save for the Butcher. Best friends ran down to ready to save, and Cassidy capitalised with the beach break to retain his belt. And yeah, gets 6 out of 10 really. Kind of a standard Tyson defence here, never really any doubt, but the match wasn't bad, some interference as well, but Cassidy, his hot streak continues, so yeah, gets 6 out of 10. Juice Robinson then promised to beat Action Andretti on Rampage before it's time for Willow Nightingale versus Ruby Soho. Soho walked out to the ring and took advice from her teammates. Willow shoved Soho in the corner before the latter retaliated with a slap. Willow then hit a slam and followed that with a crossbody for a 2. Nightingale then hit a series of body slams and unloaded with right hand strikes. Soho then begged for forgiveness, but the latter proved to be a ruse and slammed Willow onto the ropes. Saraya and Toni Storm then got a few cheat shots behind the referee's back on Willow. Soho then was in complete control and she hit a few vicious shots. Willow Nightingale retaliated with shots of her own, but Soho got a cheat shot to the eyes. The two stars then exchanged strikes before the Outcast member took their opponent down by pulling her hair. Saraya then looked for another cheap shot, but Willow slammed her head on the turnbuckle. She then hit a spinebuster for a 2 count, and Nightingale got Soho up on her shoulders and hit the Death Valley driver for another 2. Soho then recovered and hit the No Futures but failed to get the 3 count. Towards the end, Willow locked in the Octobomb, but Soho rolled her up after assist from Storm and Saraya. Post-match, the Outcast looks to be damaged by Willow by wrapping steel around her ankle, but Skybo and Rio came out to make the save. The heels took down the duo before Jamie Hayter returned and chased the Outcasts away. It gets a 5 out of 10 for me. I don't know, I kind of feel like this storyline's getting a bit repetitive now. We've seen it over and over again. I'd like it to kind of move on, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it gets a 5 out of 10 from me. But Hayter v Rio next week will be great. It was their main event time and Adam Cole was back in action, taking on Daniel Garcia. Both stars squared off in the middle of the ring to start things off. Garcia took Cole down and trash talked his opponent. The two stars then had a brief back and forth before Garcia hit a pile driver. The JAS member then looked to hit another pile driver, this time on the outside, but Cole hit a back body drop and entered the ring. However, Garcia continued to have the upper hand in the match. Cole recovered and got some momentum with a big boot and then dropped Garcia on his knees to get a 2. The Panama City Playboy missed an enziguri and Garcia took advantage by hitting a German suplex. Cole then hit a kick for another 2 before the JS member retreated with 4 on strikes on the former WWE star's neck. He then applied the Dragon Tamer as Cole somehow reached the bottom rope. Garcia hit another power driver and got a 2 on Cole. The latter retaliated with a kick and followed that with a Panama Sunrise. He then hit the boom to pick up the pinfall win. Post-match, Britt Baker came down to embrace Adam Cole. The Panama City Playboy celebrated his win, but Chris Jericho walked down and the squared circle and retreated backstage with Garcia. Jericho teasing a feud with Cole to ease the show. And yeah, to be honest, I can't lie, that kind of went in a direction that I kind of wasn't hoping, and I said it last week. But I don't know, I don't think it'll be too bad. Hopefully it won't be. But yeah, just on the whole, this was about more than just, a wrestling match. It gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Really good stuff. Adam Cole, so great to see him back in the ring. And yeah, intrigued by a potential Jericho feud, but this is all about seeing Adam Cole back in the wrestling ring, which of course is brilliant to see. Overall this week, Dynamite gets a 7 out of 10 from me. On the whole, I thought it's a pretty solid episode of Dynamite. The BCC proper heel turn was really, really good. MJF Jungle Boy, that was really good. And of course, seeing Adam Cole back in action. Still some stuff that could be a bit better. On the whole, a really, really good episode of Dynamite, I would say, this week. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, don't thoughts, comments down below. If you want to know daily wrestling news and subscribe to my channel, it's kind of really appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.